Good afternoon, trustees, staff, and members of the public who are joining the February 24, 2026 Public Governance and Board Organization Committee meeting. Welcome, everyone. We have a committee member with us, Trustee Michael Chen in person, Trustee Ed Law with us online, Trustee Lin in person, Trustee Nadim Mahmood in person, and we have a committee member, Trustee McCarthy with us online. Thank you that we also have with us, with our trustee member with us, we have Trustee Dr. Elizabeth Sinclair with us in person, and Trustee Carolyn Butterworth with us in person. Thank you for the trustee who are joining us into the committee. This meeting is called to order. Approval of the agenda. Before we proceed, the chair just want to point out that on the agenda, we have a slight amendment in accordance with the Appendix E of the Operation by Law. The following requests for delegation status, which also has been sent to trustee, shall be a new item, number 4, title request for delegation by B. Johns. I just want to recognize that the requests come within the threshold of the deadline for G-Box. So trustee services recommend that we are going to hearing it, and the chair is okay with it. So without the objection, the agenda with the aforementioned amendment shall be adopted. Is there any objection, trustees? Seeing none, without objection, the agenda is adopted. Thank you. At this time, Chair would like to ask any trustee who has a direct personal interest or direct or indirect pecuniary interest in any matter being discussed by the board during this meeting to state the conflict and nature thereof. Seeing none, thank you. Minutes from January 27th, 2026. Governance and Board Organization Public Session Meeting found on page 3 to 5 of the agenda have been distributed to all trustees. I will allow my colleagues to have a very brief take a look at page 3 to 5 of January the 27th, 2026 meeting minutes. All good. Are there any correction to the minutes, colleagues? Not seeing any. There's no correction. Thank you. The minutes are approved as presented. Thank you, trustees. We don't have any business directly arising from the previous minutes. We have many information items included on page 7 to 16 of the agenda package is correspondence received over the past month. The correspondence is here for trustee information. I just want to briefly mention on page 7 to 8, correspondence from Georgina Mayer on school transportation zone, page 9 to 10, with Simcoe County support of students, special ed, and mental health. Page 11 to 12, speech and language pathology service from Than Valley. Page 13 to 14, province-wide consultation of public school board from Waterloo. Page 15 to 16, also from Waterloo, ombudsman on the removal of public school board trustees. Those are all information items for trustee and the public. I'm going to move on to page 17 to 24 regarding our PIL, the pending item list. All the meetings upcoming is here for trustee and public information. Please take a quick minute to review the list on page 17 to 24. That's a lot of meetings. Yes. Yes. And trustee, are there any questions on the PIL, pending item list?
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, Trustee Mahmood.
quick question. I don't see March 3rd meetings on this one. March 3rd board meeting?
March 3rd, yeah.
It starts with March 11th.
Let me just take a look on the page, or I'll have Trustee Services Manager Audrey Ballard, if you want to take that.
There is not anything specific related to that meeting other than the regular items. That's why it's not there. The other ones that are listed have certain items that are coming up. If you would prefer that we list them all, even if we don't have an item beside it, we could do that, but I just didn't want to overload you.
Oh,
Okay.
no, thanks for picking up that, Trustee Mahmood. Yes, this is all the additional on our regular first Tuesday every month board meeting, but thank you for asking the question, and thank you, Audrey, for clarifying that. Thank you. So there's no questions on the information item. We will move along to, we have a few decision items tonight. So let's go to the first one. It is the Trustee Determination and Distribution 2026 report on page 25 to 36. The chair would like to recognize the Senior Manager, Property Development and Planning Services, Don Adams, to speak to this report. I just want to give a background very quickly, one sentence. Every election year, we have to go through this determination and distribution, and I still remember vividly with some of my colleagues that we had a very robust and some major update happening 4 years ago, and here we go in the election year that we are going to into this item. So the floor is your Senior Manager Adams. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair Lynn, and you took some of my intro away. So here we are in the spring of a municipal election year, 2026. And as Chair Lynn indicated, we have to report some things to the ministry. One is the number of trustees we are willing to proceed with, if we are reporting any municipality as a low population, and to indicate to the ministry the electoral areas. We have to do this prior to April 3rd, as per regulation, or Ontario Regulation 412. So what we are presenting on pages 33 to 36 of the report, you will see appendages A to D. They are reviewing 3 elements of, one is the PEG data for electors, for each of the trustee ward areas that we have approved since 2022. The next appendix will be on number of schools, and it includes the 3 schools that we opened since 2022, which include that we opened prior to 2022, which were Whispering Pines, Tanya Khan, and Spring Lakes. You will see the list of schools there up till 2030, because that would be the next municipal election. And then you will see the enrollment data divided by trustee electrical areas. So the recommendations are on page 25 and 26, and I'm happy to answer any questions. This is a status report. We are maintaining our number of trustees, our trustee electrical areas, and we are reporting no municipal area as a low population.
Thank you, Senior Manager Adams, for that report. On page 27 to page 32 are some of the highlight, and trustee have had an opportunity to go through that. I just want to open the floor for any questions. Trustee Mahmood.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you, I'm familiar with the 2 out of 3. If through you I can get some clarity on what happens and then how we determine that any area which is designated as a low population municipality, what is the usual impact of that, and what is the determination of that? I have missed that from my notes, so if I can get some clarification.
Thank you, Chairman Mood, and through you, Chair Lynn. So it would mean that we are not taking the data or the electors in a certain area if it's such a low population. We do not feel it is representative of the community. We would not include it in this distribution of electors to the trustees. So we feel every municipality that falls within the York region is a viable community, and we are counting all elector votes.
Thank you. Thank you. We
Yeah.
can have another question.
Follow
So-
up, Trustee Mahmood, please.
So, so the second question on that is that identification of the lead municipality, right? So I assume that municipalities where we have a crossover from one city or jurisdiction to another one, because we can go across, right? So the rule says that it has to be adjacent. When you say lead municipality, does that mean that that particular municipality is responsible to get the nominations and all that stuff? That's how it happens in the cleric stuff, or is it something else? A definition of a lead municipality, what does it entails to?
So thank you for that question. Through you, Chair Lynn, I'm going to look to Audrey Ballard, because that I understand this is the lead municipalities of those combinations we have maintained, but she may know more of the history of what the lead means. Thank you, Audrey.
The municipality that's the lead where it's joint is they are the ones that are responsible for the election, doing all of, they're the ones in lead, so they're not in competition with another town or municipality. They worked with them and take the lead on the election. So they get all the information and
Yeah, I understand. So I think this is what I was thinking. So in case of, for example, King and Vaughan, the person who is going to run as a trustee, if there's a trustee election, they would need to go to King of Township offices to put their papers in, and they would not need to go to Vaughan. That's
they would go to King, but King would be working with Vaughan
yeah,
as
they will
the
be
lead.
working.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question, and thank you, Senior Manager Adams and Audrey Ballard, for clarifying that. I don't see any question. I just want to, I remember from 4 years ago, different school board have different number of trustees, right? And we have questioned before that, how do we determine that Vaughan have 3, Markham have 4, Richmond have 2, and some have 1. I remember that is, for the public information, this is based on the Education Act. There's a threshold for any particular school board to go into a certain amount of maximum number of trustees. And the next threshold that allowing like the TDSB, one of the largest sport, is they have like 20 plus, because the threshold is 150,000 student or 200,000. So we don't arbitrarily, for the public information, we don't arbitrarily pick the number of trustees that we like. It is prescribed by the Education Act, and OPSPR also provide those information to trustee for training. I just want to give that information in case the public is listening to that. So this distribution and determination is to ensure that we have the most fair system for representation for each of the trustee, that not one trustee have like 20,000 families and another trustee have 5,000 families. We want to make that variance to be as close to the quote-unquote the number one as
average,
possible,
yeah.
the median number. So I just want to give that information, if I did it correctly.
Did a great job.
Thank you. I just want to share that for the public as well. So, the recommendation is long here. We have this exercise and requirement every 4 years when we're in the election. So I'm just going to read it concisely on the recommendation from GBOC to the board. Resolve that in accordance with Ontario Regulations for 1200 elections to and representation on district school boards, the York Region District School Board approved the following. Number 1, The York Region District School Board maintains the current number of municipality elected trustee, 12 of us, for the 2026 municipal election. Number 2, that the York Region District School Board has not designated any municipality within the board's area of jurisdiction as a low population municipality for the 2026 municipal election and the ensuing term of office of trustee. Number 3, that the distribution of trustee in the regional municipality of York for the 2026 municipal election be composed of the following 12 trustee electoral areas: Georgina and East Gwillimbury, Aurora and Richard Stouffville, King and Vaughan Ward 1, Markham Ward 1 and 8, Markham Ward 2 and 6, Markham Ward 3 and 4, Markham Ward 5 and 7, Newmarket, Richmond Hill Ward 1, 2, and 4, Richmond Hill 3, 5, and 6, Vaughan Ward 2 and 3, last but not least, Vaughan Ward 4 and 5. Number 4, that on or before April 3rd, 2026, staff will prepare and send a report on behalf of the chair of the board in accordance with Section 9 of the Ontario Regulation 4-1200 elections to and representation on district school board to the Minister of Education, municipal clerks, and the secretary of every other school board in the area of jurisdiction. Without the objection, the GBOC shall recommend that the board adopt the recommended motion as read. Is there any objection, trustees? Seeing none, without objection, GBOC recommend that the board adopt the presented motion. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, moving along to the next decision items on page 37 to 41 is a standard advisory committee rotation or addition update. Community leaving York South alternate member, the chair recognized coordinating superintendent of education, student services, and well-being, Ms. Wendy House, to speak to this decision item.
Thank you, and through you, Chair, as GBOC will know, members of GBOC will know that due to Regulation 46797, we do have an obligation to fill these positions with volunteers, and as a result of a volunteer stepping down after years of service, with thanks, we are excited to bring forward the nomination of Jennifer Palermo as the alternate rep for Community Living York South, effective March 3rd to the end of the term of November 14th, 2026. As you will know, there are the general requirements, and Ms. Palermo does meet all of those requirements of being an Ontario citizen, 18 years of age or older, and a community member in York Region. And I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you very much, Coordinating Superintendent House, for that. So I see that Jennifer is coming to continue to work from our members, Pooja, right? So please extend the Board of Trustees thank you to Pooja for her work and leadership. And we want to welcome Jennifer Palermo to the work, and we'll continue to work with Trustee Butterworth and at the SEAC advisory. Thank you so much. So this is without objection, the GBOC shall recommend that the board adopt the recommended motion. Resolve that per Regulation 464/97 Special Education Advisory Committees regarding additional SEAC members, the board approved the appointment of Jennifer Palermo as the alternate representative for Community Living York South to the Special Education Advisory Committee, effective March 3rd, 2026, for the term ending November 14, 2026. Without objection, GBOC recommends that the board adopt the presented motion. Is there any objection? Thank you. The presented motion is adopted. Thank you. Moving along to page 43 to 45. Page 43 to 45 of the agenda item, we have a few decision items this evening. So Included on page 43 to 45 of the agenda package is the requests for delegation status. 8 Patterson. Presentation materials and a handout have been distributed to trustee and senior staff for their consideration. The chair went through the delegation status requests, and the chair recommends the following recommendation for adoption. Resolved that the Governance and Board Organization Committee shall schedule the delegation as presented to the Governance and Board Organization Committee for the next Learning and Equity Wellbeing Standing Committee meeting, Lucy. Further resolved that trustee services be authorized to advise the delegation of the decision of the Governance and Board Organization Committee. Is there a mover for the recommendation, committee members? Trustee
Yeah, I can move
Mahmood,
it.
thank you very much. This is a committee. We do not need a seconder. Is there any debate? Trustee Mahmood?
I mean, I'm interested to see what kind of material this delegation can bring in front, and then if there are any solutions to that issue they're bringing up. So I think I'll be interested to see that. That's why I would say that yes, we're good to hear the delegation.
Thank you for your support, Trustee Mahmood. The question is on the adoption of the recommendation as read by the chair. All those in favor in the question say yes, committee member. All those opposed, please unmute and say no. Committee member, please go ahead.
Michael, yes.
Nadeem Mahmood, yes.
Law, yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Pamela McCarthy, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. The yes have it. The motion as read by the chair is adopted. The delegation is scheduled for the next Learning, Equity, and Wellbeing Standing Committee meeting. Thank you, trustee, for your deliberations. Moving along, give me one moment. I just need to open another screen. Okay. The next item of the business is as amended from the agenda earlier at the beginning of the meeting. The next item of business is the request for delegation status. B. John's presentation materials and the delegation request form have been distributed to trustee for their consideration. Is there any recommendation regarding the delegation request? Okay, Trustee McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do have a recommendation. I would like to move the following motion. Resolve that the GBOC shall schedule the delegation as presented to the GBOC committee for the next Finance and Property Standing Committee following the February 24th meeting. For the resolve that the trustee services be authorized to advise the delegate of the decision of the Governance and Board Organization Committee. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for recommending that to the GBOC, Trustee McCarthy. Is there any debate to this recommendation from Trustee McCarthy?
Mr. Chair, I would just like to add, if I could.
Yes, Trustee McCarthy, go ahead. You have recommended already. Now you want to speak to the recommendation. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I know that we as a board are working very hard to get a school in East Gwillimbury, and I think it would only help us to have it on record that the community of East Gwillimbury are also very interested in doing that, because as we know, we need ministry approval for that. So thank you, Mr. Chair. That's the reason for my recommendation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your input. Trustee Mahmood, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I've read the documents submitted by the delegation, and I understand the underlying objective of this is to raise or put out there kind of a community request that there should be a high school and the reasons for that. But I'm kind of confused on the 2 points they have brought up: 20 years capital cost projection for the school, and also then property market value and redevelopment. Are they trying to link it? And we will only know when they come to present it, or looking at the presentation. I'm not really finding it at the connection that the two, right? However, we'll just listen to them, and then I think before taking the next step, we have to see that, because the request is that including this study in 2026, 2027, the feasibility of that in the budget, right? And we have to see that what are the budget implications. So it's a good time it has come out, because that's when we are preparing the budget, and we'll see that where it lands in terms of our priorities, right?
Thank you, Trustee Mahmood. I agree with that. I deliberate this delegation status, and we do have over the past, I think the East Gwillimbury jurisdiction have had a voice out there concern, including from our colleagues, Trustee Butterworth. And we are in the process of having that. We have a meeting this evening for the FNP for the budget consultation. I think allowing these delegation to speak serve the public best interest at this moment of time. I want to specify, allowing this to go ahead at the FNP for us to listen to what this plan is, and once we hear the delegation reading this prepared PowerPoint, I am okay to support this, and thanks Trustee McCarthy for putting that motion forward. Any other colleagues? Trustee Chen.
Thank you, Chair. One thing I've learned in this job is that building a school definitely is not just a simple decision coming from the school board. It takes a whole village. It involves the city and also the ministry as well. I understand the concern, and definitely this is a very forward planning ahead. So I would say that it is good to hear from the community's voice, especially someone of a reputation. So in this case, just for this particular case, I would say that it will be to our benefit as a trustees collectively to hear what the families in this part of your YRDSB families has to say, and maybe that through these delegations that you can open the eyes of the broader community to understand the needs, and to continue to put forward for a plan to build a high school there. Yeah. So.
Thank you for your input, Trustee Chen. Trustee Butterworth, please go ahead.
Thank you. I would just like to thank the colleagues too for, again, forward thinking here. It is always good to hear from our community members, and we're always open to ideas and how we can move forward. We know that East Gwillimbury has been wanting a school for a very long time, and not that this is ever going to guarantee that, but we're certainly open to hearing suggestions and some creative thinking. So I welcome that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Butterworth, for your support as well. And yeah, I think on this, we recognize our finance and planning team have a robust process on our capital priority. So we will continue to work with staff and members of the public who want to share their interests on behalf. So we will vote on this. The question is on the adoption as read by the chair, as read by Trustee McCarthy. I will read it very quickly. Resolve that the Governance and Board Organization Committee shall schedule the delegation as presented to the GBOC Committee for the next Finance and Property Standing Committee following the February 24 meeting. Further resolve that trustee services be authorized to advise the delegate of the decision of the Governance and Board Organization Committees. All those committee members in favor of the motion unmute and say yes, and all those opposed to unmute and say no.
Michael, yes.
Nadeem Memo, yes.
Yes.
Pamela McCarthy, yes.
The yes have it, and so this will be put forward as read by the chair. I just want to say thank you to staff, understanding that this delegation status requests come very, very, very late, but I appreciate the colleagues and staff support into this items for the public interest, so thank you very much. We will move along to the draft agenda for the board meeting public session March 3rd. Yeah, the month is short. We have board meeting coming again next week from February. That's really great. The draft board agenda is here for our approval. Page 47 to 48. Please take a look at it. And on all the special announcement, plus, is there any objection to the agenda, colleagues? Thank you. Without objection, the agenda is approved. Thank you. As there's no further business, GBOC meeting, public session adjourned. Thank you very much, and we will move right into the private session. Thank you, members of the public, staff, and trustee for your interest in public education.